back, ladies and gentlemen, to the pan with fry. No, it's just with fries. You know, I always thought of that as a kid of like putting like frozen French fries in a frying pan and cooking it that way. Which I mean, like, I guess if I put enough oil, I'm just like frying it, but I'm like, you know, like when you put like a touch of olive oil when you're cooking something in a pan, that's how I imagine it.
Oh, okay, like you're sautéing fucking French fries.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, it could work, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, like,
not very efficiently, I imagine.
it's fine. Because it's like, if I eat like a raw French fry, I'm not gonna like die over it.
Oh, raw French fry, so a potato,
Well, I'm
like
talking
a seasoned potato.
I'm talking about the frozen ones. Like the frozen
Still,
batch.
like a seasoned frozen potato.
I mean, like, yeah, but then you could just be like, oh, a French fry is a cooked potato, or fucking, like, anything of that nature.
Well, I mean, I feel like it has to be like fried to some degree for it to be a fry, because like otherwise it's like potato wedges or whatever the hell.
Okay, so, like, if a French fry isn't fried, do you call it French?
I don't think the French part is what makes it like fried, right? Like I don't think that's how French fries got their name. Actually, I don't even know how they got their name. That's an even better question.
Look deep inside yourself. Oh, you know, you can Google it here. You Google it all. This is the Frying Pan. It's a podcast. We talk about, you know, what's going on in the world. My name is Dan, and I'm here with my very handsome co-host.
Introduce me.
No,
It's me. It's Robert. How are you guys?
I figured you were like still looking it up, and you were just like pretending to listen to me. So you're just like, mm-hmm. And I was like,
Well, I was like trying to act disinterested while I was scouring the internet for reasons, because I need you to know I have 3 separate tabs open already for how French fries got their name.
okay,
And it looks like American soldiers stationed in Belgium. The official language of the Belgian army was French, and the soldiers kind of like showed them this delicious fried potato snack, and they called them French fries.
I can get behind it. Honestly, I don't think potatoes are underrated, but I feel they're underrated. You know what I mean?
What I see, here's the thing, like, do you not recall like 7 or so years ago when it was like a quirky thing for you to be like, I'm such a potato, I love fries?
Dude, that was like 10 years ago, I think.
You're right.
We were, like,
It was around when like
school.
I would say it's around when like Vine was a thing. So I remember Vines being like, "Oh my God, look how big my plate of fries is."
Okay, see, I don't remember that trend. I remember the, like, calling yourself a potato, but, like, you know,
Well, fuck.
I trust you.
Don't.
Anyways.
Well, I did want to like round off the conversation of French fries by like, so like obviously they're not French fries, right? But they've been Belgian this whole time, and like we've just credited the wrong nation, like the world basically has, right? Well, not no, because they call fries different things.
Yeah,
Like,
some people call them chips.
I've heard just like fries as a universal term.
Yeah. Fries. In French, they're frites.
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 Interesting.
Or Frite. Frite. Sorry, just trying to give you a little lesson today. Trying to, let you say that you learned something today. Regardless, I mean, like, Belgians speak French, so, like, it's whatever. Regardless, potatoes are underrated in my book. I feel like you can do so many things with potatoes.
So like, but why would they be underrated? They're like the only starch that you would use in a meal besides rice and pasta. Like, it's one of like the big 3 things, right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like personally, I don't see enough appreciation for potatoes. Just the amount of things you can create with potatoes is the way I see it.
Well, you also have to think, like, potatoes you rarely ever is a main course thing unless like it's potato cakes or something like that. But like, pretty much like potatoes goes hands in hand in our eating here in America, typically with like meat, right? So like unless you're having like a burger, you're not gonna have fries, or unless you're having like a turkey sandwich, you're not gonna have fries. You know, like it's not like fries come with like, I don't know, a salad or like I don't know, the spaghetti.
No, I know. Obviously, like I get that. I'm not saying like specifically fries. I'm just saying like the amount of shit you can use potatoes for. I just feel personally they don't get enough credit.
That's definitely fair.
I wish there was more representation for potatoes out there, but alas, we take what we can get. Do you have any foods like that where you think like it deserves more respect for, how much it brings to the table?
I think rice always deserves respect.
Yeah. I mean,
Rice is so versatile and is so great. And I mean, like, rice is misrepresented in, like, our cuisine, like, our cultural cuisine. Because obviously, like, Asian countries that's not really the case, but, like, I feel like they're on to something. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, rice is just like the perfect filler kind of thing.
I love it like, I'll make a fried egg or, like, a sunny side up egg, and I'll just drop it on like, a small bowl of rice. It's delicious.
Yeah. I mean, even just like a bowl of rice is nice to me.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like, it's simple. And I don't know. It's the simplicity of it, I guess.
I can agree with that. I mean, I will say, it's kind of easy to fuck up rice, though.
Do you have a rice cooker?
No, I mean like it's like there's an obvious like scenario, like when rice is bad, like it's bad. There's no like oh, this rice was meh. Like it's like, oh, that was good or that was bad.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, nothing's worse than like when you undercook rice and it's very just a fucking mess. It's like paste. I mean, that's why you gotta get a rice cooker. Rice cooker, best investment I ever made when I moved out.
Well, rice cookers are a great piece of technology. And speaking of technology, actually, so Facebook has released a new like proof of concept VR headset. And it literally looks like a pair of glasses, like a pair of sunglasses. It to be quite fair, they don't look like fashionable sunglasses. It kind of just looks like super thick sunglasses just on your face.
They're not appealing.
No, like I wouldn't wear those outside. I mean, there's no point to. You can't see through them, but
yeah,
the point is that they're aiming to make VR even more compact, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about it.
I like the concept of it. I think it needs to be worked on a little, but I hope they're not thinking like we need to bring VR into the real world. Like they think people will be wearing these outside.
Well, is that a world that's so bad? Like I'm still just trying to get sword art in real life. I want to go into I want to log into the oh gosh, what did they call the Oasis in the Stephen King book?
Ready Player One?
Yes. They called it the Oasis.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because they're like sunglasses. They're just thick-ass sunglasses. And, most like VR headsets are like the actual headset on your head and shit. And I'm like, I feel like making it more compact doesn't really do anything.
Well, they said they're not trying to make like an augmented reality one. Like it is just supposed to be like a standard VR one. It's just not supposed to be a big headset that you have to wear.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fair. Like, if it's got the same capabilities, it's pretty whatever.
Well, I doubt it would, though. Presumably this would be good for, like, I don't know, watching movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is, like, why would I get VR to watch movies?
I see, here's the thing. You say that right, but when I was at our friend's house that has the VR, and I went into the Netflix app, it literally put me in a movie theater and just put the Netflix on the screen. I would just casually do that from time to time just to have fun. Like that, that's how I would watch Netflix laying in bed.
Actually, I guess you're right. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're just lying in bed and you don't, especially if like where you watch Netflix isn't set up in like a convenient place to watch it from bed.
Oh yeah, like that's would be for my case. Like I have to bring my laptop into bed with me, which is in itself not that inconvenient, but still at the same time, if I could just throw on the VR goggles and just strap into the movie theater while I watch Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm not complaining.
That's fair. See, I feel like I would get kind of motion sick with that, though. I feel like it'd be too close.
Well, you're actually in like a movie theater. Like you don't like I was in like the back of a movie theater when I was watching it.
Yeah.
If
Well,
that
like,
makes sense.
did did the screen move with your head? You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, it was just like simulating you. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was quite literally just like a movie theater simulation.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah, like the only negative was like the chairs were very misleading
Yeah. I don't know.
because they're not chairs. It's open air.
Fair enough. I do feel like with VR, like, I feel like it's either like an all in or not kind of thing. Like, I feel like you can't get half-ass VR. And I think that's
Well,
like where I'm stuck at right now, where I'm having a hard time like accepting VR sunglasses.
well, that's kind of like you hit the nail on the head there. Like it's just not as accessible to the common person yet. So like, really, if you're gonna drop something on a purchase, you want to guarantee that you'll get your use out of it, and it's not obsolete in a year and a half.
Exactly.
Because you're spending upwards of $800 on these setups, not
Yeah.
including what you have to get your computer to be able to handle it as well.
Very true. Also,
Well,
it coming from Facebook. Um.
well,
I
they
don't
actually
really.
own Oculus, so
Oh, really?
yeah, and they've been doing good. Like the Oculus Quest, like the wireless headset that was just like basically it was its own system that you had to rebuy games for, so it wasn't like Steam.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually pretty good. Like the battery wasn't great, and obviously the graphics wasn't great because it didn't use a computer for it. But like the concept was really good, and for like $400, like it got the job done.
Yeah, that was like Oculus was like the first VR headset, right?
Pretty much, like HTC Vive and Oculus kind of came out around the same time,
Yeah.
ish.
It was like I remember what like 2009 or something watching like a PewDiePie video where he had the Oculus Rift, and that was like groundbreaking to me that it was a thing, you know?
Mm. Well, I didn't I thought Steam owned Oculus at first, and they sold it to Facebook, and then like they ended up doing their own thing anyways. Or I don't know how that worked, but like VR has been out for a while, and look how far it's come, in just terms of like how good it's gotten.
That's true. I mean, it's crazy that like in our lifetime like it's starting to become a thing, I guess.
Oh yeah, like it's already projected. Like eventually, within the next 5 years, the controllers were like you won't need controllers, or like you'll just simply wear a glove or like a wrist strap or something.
Don't let it be make it gloves. Don't let it be a wrist strap. I don't have good track record with wrist straps holding me back.
Oh my gosh, were you there when Tyler casually showed us the hole that was covered up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't remember or didn't tune in for that episode, Dan, you know how the Wii, when it came out, they made a big deal about wearing the straps, and they're like, yes, always wear the straps. Like every loading tip for the Wii was like, make sure your strap's on. And Dan had his on when we were playing Wii, what was it?
It was baseball.
Wii Baseball. And you threw a fire pitch and happened to also break the wrist strap and sending the Wiimote literally to stick into a wall.
Literally, the best part out of all of that is the pitch I threw. My friend hit a home run off it, and it was like, I don't know. You'd think I threw like a fucking heater if I managed to throw the Wii remote through a wall, but apparently not fast enough.
No, not. I mean, great reaction speed. Like you just didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the worst part is that I was more, I guess, upset that I gave up the home run than that I threw a Wii remote through my friend's wall. And I guess that just kind of shows where my priorities land, but
He was very casual with it. He like moved a surround sound speaker in front of it and said, "Look, it's not even there."
literally, and then like they covered it up and they didn't ask or anything.
Well,
like,
they just assumed it was his gremlin younger brother.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, "Hey, dude, I'll pay for it. Like, I'm sorry." And he's like, "No, man, don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Don't worry about it." Like, Okay.
Yeah, no. But circling back to these VR headsets, so they looks like they can get pretty small, man. So if they can make them that small and effective, hopefully that means like the bigger ones will get cheaper, you know?
I
Like
mean,
that's a positive from them getting compact.
yeah, I mean, you can only hope. I mean, what, like 50 years down the road, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, plug in this chip into your temple and just casually have VR all the time.
Oh please, my grandkids are gonna have to plug me into the wall. I'll be so connected with that stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I as soon as I hit like my knees hurt to walk age, like I'm just living in VR. That's it.
Yeah, hopefully we're there by then. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see like your grandkids running in and like, Grandpa, Grandpa, and you're just like in your recliner, lean back, fucking like, I don't know,
Fuck,
in
playing
sort of
VR
online.
Halo. Yeah.
You're getting Vietnam flashbacks from like Halo 3.
Oh my god. Funny enough, I've had speaking of Halo, this is very sidetracky. I've held Halo near and dear to me as like a game from my childhood that got me into video games. And I've had the strongest urge to go back and play the original ones, and I've realized nothing's stopping me.
I mean, yeah, they're on Steam now too.
Exactly, like quite literally, I don't have to buy an Xbox. I can just get them on Steam and all in a collective bundle for not that much.
Very true. I mean, I don't know. I remember when like that got announced, like the Master Chief Collection, it was like all your favorite Halo games are coming back. I was like, wow! But they kind of released the ones that I didn't really play or care for to begin with, and now they're starting to release like Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 2, and shit like that.
Yo, Reach multiplayer on Master Chief Collection pops off.
Do you play it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's just like the good old days. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think Reach was probably next to 3, probably my favorite Halo. Like at least online.
3 had the best story for me. It's just like Reach's online was definitely superior.
Yeah. I mean, like,
But
I still get a
digress.
slight enjoyment because, like, I play Destiny, which is just updated Halo. But regardless, maybe someday we'll be playing VR Halo 3 in the future, Bobby.
I hope so. I just strap me in, man, and I'll be happy.
Okay, I'll make sure that happens.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, sticking in the realm of games and gaming, if anybody keeps up with Twitch, or if anybody knows who Dr. Disrespect is, he's a big old streamer signed with Twitch, and then randomly was just banned from the platform a few days ago.
Did anything ever come out for why?
See, that's the thing, is there's like a lot of rumors and everything going on, but it was, like he got banned and then everybody was on social media asking like, what happened to him? And then he tweeted that like Twitch didn't notify him what happened, and then there was a speculation of, it was like a Spotify owned streaming service that's starting to get off the ground. It's called like Brime, and
Oh?
people were speculating that like Doc, Shroud, and Ninja were all gonna go there since they're all like free agents at the moment. But I guess like Brian put out a statement that like no, they're not hunting people down. It was just a coincidence. But I don't know. The whole thing is just really weird. And it's been like 4 days and people still don't know why.
Huh. It it definitely can't be part of the recent trend of like, because there's been a problem in the gaming community recently where a lot of people are coming out to be scumbags, and like we knew Doc is kind of a scumbag. I mean, he's cheated on his wife and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I don't think I heard anything of someone coming out against him that would get him banned. So like, I don't know. What would be your guess?
You see, that my guess would have been like something of that nature, because like with the times right now, people like speaking up against assault and shit, and a past of cheating on his wife, I would imagine it would have been something of that nature. But then there's like people who like break news in that scene that were saying like they know the reason, but like due to like the severity of it, they can't share it, which is alarming. But granted, take that with a grain of salt because people can just kind of say whatever they want. So I don't know. It's just something very weird to me, especially because like they signed him for like millions of dollars for a few year contract. I'm pretty sure, and then they just up and were like, not anymore. So like you think like, oh, it's got to be something serious.
Jeez.
At the end of the day, I just do not know.
Huh. Well, we'll have to stay up to date because that's a potentially interesting story. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to quantify this as.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it popped off on my Twitter feed for like 2 straight days.
well, speaking of like Twitter feed, did you see that today that Ninja's wife was going after another Twitch streamer and like Ninja, and then she kind of got like verbally batted, and then Ninja came to the rescue.
Well, it was like she like instigated a problem because I guess like the original tweet was like people that do like charity streams like they make money from it, and then I guess she like took offense to it and kind of attacked his character, and then when he like clapped back, she was like, "You just hate women, don't you?" or like something of that nature. It's very
He called her sweetie, but like she kind of hit him with a like she called him QVC
yeah.
rather than XQC. I don't know. The point being is Ninja stepped in to be like, "Hey, that's my wife," type of deal, which was very interesting.
Yeah, and that's funny because you scroll down a little bit, and then known cat thrower and person of the internet, Alinity, just kind of came in and was like, "I'm on XQC side," and then Ninja said, "Don't you have a cat to abuse?"
Yeah, that was brutal. That
Yeah.
was
It was funny, just kind of unneeded, you know.
yeah. Well, it definitely wasn't gonna make him look good.
No, I mean, regardless, nobody really likes her because she threw her cat and it's just maybe a little too close to her animals, if that's one way to put it. I don't know.
Well, she also put like vodka in their cat's mouth or something as well, which is
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much toxic.
yeah. I mean, like fuck her. 'Cause
Yeah.
we don't like animal abusers around here. But regardless, yeah, that shit was just weird. I don't know the whole like I guess gaming air quotes like community right now is just kind of fucking a terrifying place.
Well, the internet has kind of gone, and I don't know how to say this. Like in the celebrity community around Hollywood, this stuff comes out probably more often because people actually like give a shit because the celebrity culture. But now that streaming platforms are getting bigger, maybe that's why more of this stuff is starting to like actually catch news now. Because like when it did happen before, like they would get shunned in the community and it'd move on. But like now I'm starting to see like these claims on like CNN articles.
Yeah, well, I mean, like a lot of people are starting to realize that there's a lot of money in it. The people that like aren't involved in it realize like, oh, these streamers are making a lot of money. I guess they do matter, so they slap them in articles and shit.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, man.
I tell you.
You want to hear an interesting fact?
Hit me.
Did you know that like 75% of like the tin that we have like processed and turned into stuff is still in use today? Like, meaning our recycling is so good that 75% of tin products that we've ever created are still being used
That's actually
via
really
recycling.
weird. It's I don't know. I was like just looking at the ground thinking of that, and I was like, that doesn't seem that interesting. And I was like, oh, ever? No, wait, that is weird.
Yeah, like literally 75% of all tin products, like every tin can that you've had, every can of soda, or not every, 75% of all those theoretically are still in use. Like, so you've probably recycled at least over 100 cans in your lifetime so far. So theoretically speaking, 75 of those are like now being used to drink something else. So like it could have been a Coke. Now it's I don't fucking know, a brisk, a canned brisk. Remember those?
Brisk. Brisk was the first thing you thought about?
Well, because I tried to think of like something that wasn't owned by Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's fair. So nothing.
Like I was like not PepsiCo, but not because I didn't want to do Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Anyway, point being is, I thought that was really cool. I didn't know where recycling for tin was, or aluminum. Aluminum, sorry. Have I been saying tin?
You were saying tin, but
Well, I meant aluminum.
it's fine. We'll just edit it in. It'll just be like really awkward when it'll change the tone of your voice and just be like aluminum.
It's like those like really robot call, like the robot answering machines, like, "Hi, you have reached Ted."
Dude, I hate that. No, that reminds me. Do you ever have friends set up their voicemail and it'd be really, really weird or like really bad? Like
I had one of those douche ones that was like, "Hey, silence. Hey, can you? I can't hear you. Can you speak up?" And then like, you just took orders from a voicemail. Yeah, I'm not there. Leave a message. And that was mine like up until sophomore year of high school. And every voicemail that I got was basically just like a long sigh.
yeah, I mean, I hope you have fun like rotting in hell.
Well, obviously I had to change it when I started applying for jobs.
Dude,
But like,
could you imagine you fucking apply for shit and they get that, and then ever thinking you're gonna get a call back?
yeah, you know, it wouldn't be the best business move to keep that, so I didn't.
Fair.
But it was goddamn hilarious. Every time my dad felt for it like so often, and it got to the point where like probably be like once a month, and there was one scenario where the message was just "fuck you" and then just hanging up the phone. It's the simple things, man. Like that was a cute innocent prank. Okay,
Yeah, you see,
I won't let you call me a heathen for that.
I mean, yeah, it's cute and innocent until I think you hit high school. Because there's still people that I call today, and it'll be like, "You've reached the voicemail box of Steven." And it's just like them in 7th grade, and they've yet to change it, and it's like...
That's fantastic, actually.
Yeah, it's like, just let it be the number, just... It's fine.
Oh my god. I remember I heard my dad have a voicemail for his phone, like he did the whole like spiel of like, "Hi, thank you for calling," in like the man voice shit, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to do that. And when I did that in my squeaker voice, I was like, ooh, alright, so I'm never gonna set my voicemail up literally ever. And besides the like prank one, I don't think I've had a real voicemail.
Yeah.
Besides, like you've reached 860-3, you know.
Yeah, no, give your phone number. Keep going.
I'll give my social security.
Please, please. What's your credit card number while you're at it?
098046897.
Okay, nice. I'll keep that in.
Yeah, like you'll have to figure out if I'm telling the truth or not. Like I don't know how someone would do that, but I mean, to be quite fair, the actual social security number is irrelevant if you don't know the name associated with it, right?
I mean, they could just listen to one of the episodes prior where you say your full name.
No, I'm not making that case. I'm saying, like, because our social security numbers is just 9 letters, or 9 numbers. It's 3 numbers, followed by 2, followed by 4. So, like, any number combination should be 1, right? It's just, like, if you don't know the name, then it wouldn't be relevant.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, if, like, I just said, like, Mark Lawrence, and it happened to line up with the number you just gave, that person's life's probably over, but they wouldn't know where it came from. Or the fact that you'd have to be that lucky to have that line up, but we don't worry about it.
We don't worry about it.
I remember as a kid I never understood how, like, why your social security number was important, so I just never learned my social security number.
Yeah, I happened to, like, end up memorizing it when I was going through the DMV process when I got my permit.
Fuck the DMV.
Yeah, that is 100% correct, actually.
You know, out of everything that's going on in this country, I'm amazed that not once has anyone ever been like, hey, can we just like redo the whole DMV shit? Because this stuff is just awful.
Cause like, what are we gonna do better? To be quite honest with you, like, I don't think anyone has a plan how to make that fuck show not a fuck show.
I'm- I mean,
'Cause,
it
like,
literally it feels like a fucking lottery.
I mean, there's like 9 DMV offices in our state, and like every one of them has a line out the door at all times.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh hi, I'm here to do this, and they're like, every single one of them is like the like receptionist for Monsters Inc. The Mike Wazowski.
Hmm.
Literally, like every single time I've gone to the DMV, I've interacted with a person that acts like that.
Jeez, that's rough. I've gotten really lucky, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten like total like homies where I was like, oh wait, I forgot this in my car. Is it okay if I run in? Like usually be like, all right, take a number again. But I got one guy that was like, yeah, no, that's you're good, man. I was gonna go take a restroom break or something, so it worked out.
Honestly,
But
that's good.
I mean, if he said like, yeah, you're gonna have to get back in line, I would have never have came back, or at least not that day.
Yeah, that's definitely like a, okay, I'll be back later. Later
Yeah.
meaning someday.
Literally.
Dude, I remember I had fucking when I was like 16 and I was going to take my permit test. I remember waiting at the DMV and we walk in and I'm waiting in line and the mom that was in front of me I think was trying to have her kid take the permit test and then her kid failed it and the mom just blew up on the people.
Oh yeah, because it's their fault that their kid didn't pass.
It was literally like,
Obviously.
you guys have no idea what you're doing and shit like that and it's like, miss, your kid's just dumb, like I don't know what to tell you. You gotta get 15 out of 20 questions, and it's like, you are in the right-hand lane. Should you turn left or right? And it's like...
No, left?
Fuck! Literally. But, like, that's... I mean, I vaguely remember the permit test, but it was, like, at least 16 questions of, like, oh, this is common knowledge. And then 4 questions are, like, it's 70 degrees, summer, June 17th. You have to take a right at this intersection. But on this date, like the dimension is reversed and everything you do is opposite. What do you do? And it's like,
well,
shit,
there's
dog,
also
I don't
the
know.
bullshit questions that are they're like street racing questions, and I'm like fucking. It's literally my permit test, and I'm like, why do I need to know like the repercussions for street racing for this when I legally can't even drive by myself anyways? Thus
Yeah.
being a greater problem in the first place that wouldn't even be the street racing.
It's like, what's the legal amount of nitrous oxide you can have in your car? And I'm like,
It's like,
what? I don't know how the fuck to get that. I don't even know what that shit is.
well, to be fair though, I think permit tests aren't like a federally like regulated thing. Like it could just be that our states are hard or whatever,
Maybe.
and vice versa. Like some states could be easier than others.
Yeah. I don't know. I also remember... I remember my driving test was actually really scuffed. Because I think I was supposed to do like a lot of things that my instructor was just kind of like, I trust you, you're fine.
Yeah?
Like, I'm pretty sure I should have had to have parallel parked, but I never had to.
Ooh, I didn't either. I just backed in, and he's like, "All right, drive back," and I was like,
I literally didn't even have, like, back out. The only back out, he was like, alright, pull in the spot. Alright, when you're backing out, look left and right. No one. Alright. You're killing a dog, keep going. Like, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. Did you take yours, like, at the DMV or with a driving school?
No, with a driving school.
Ah, that could be why I took mine with a driving school, and mine was very simple as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the move.
Well, I also remember, because you do the driving school because they're like, oh, it'll save you a buttload on insurance, and it's like, I'm saving like $2 a month. Like, this did nothing for me.
It's like, thank you. In 50 years, that's like $200, damn.
Wow, you know, I can make $200 a week fucking doing nothing.
Yeah, can you?
I mean, like, yeah, I guess file for unemployment, and like, you're making like more than $400 a week, yeah, because you make 60% of it. Regardless. I don't know.
Alright.
How do we even get here?
I don't know. I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you feel about shows like going through and removing episodes from the registry that aren't very PC? Like, notably, there was, like, the Golden Girls removed an episode where, Betty White and fucking... I can't remember the other actress's name. Like, they allegedly wore blackface, and that's why Hulu removed it. But then, like, the actual episode is they just had, like, mud masks on for...
see, I don't know. That's interesting. Like, if it's just blatant racism or, like, harassment or anything, like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you realize the mistake of it, and you're like, realize it's bad, realize it shouldn't have aired. It's fine. But, I don't know. Like, shows and stuff that, like, put out content or basically feel like they're walking on eggshells. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, like, obviously I totally get it. Like, you want to be as politically correct with the shit you put out as you can be, especially during what's going on now. But, I don't know. The stuff of, like, for, like, animated shows where it's, like, this voice actor doesn't match, like, the skin color of the character, so we need to change them. That one's very interesting to me. Especially for, like, The Simpsons, where they were saying, like, we need to change the voice actors, and it's like, nobody looks like this in real life.
I mean, like, I just disagree with that because, like, okay, a black man voiced Samurai Jack. I think he did a fine job. I don't think anyone should have a problem with that because he was voicing a character. He wasn't, like, saying, like, he wasn't doing that accent to be racist to a point, so why should there be an issue? And that should be extended to every, voice acting, like, character spot.
Well, like, I know, the dude who plays Cleveland in... That's Family Guy, right? Or does he have his own show?
Both, probably.
Yeah. But, like, I didn't know that guy was white, but apparently he's been doing the voice for 20 years. And, like, I feel like at that point, like, if you've been doing it for 20 years and no one's had a problem with it, then why need to change now?
Yeah, like, why, like, what is innately wrong with your voice being associated with a character that's a different color than you?
Yeah.
What is wrong about that? Like, I've heard it argued from the point of, like, that's taking away a role that should have gone to someone else of that ethnicity. But it's like, that's not really the same as whitewashing, really. Like when it comes down to voice acting, it's whoever has the better voice fit for the role. Like, it's like whose voice can make that character come alive.
Yeah, I mean, like, I won't deny that, like, some shit is whitewashed, or, like,
I think Hollywood is. I just don't know if that can be really extended to, like, I don't know, this case.
Yeah, no, like, I just don't want to discredit the people that think that way, because, like, they have a right to think that way. I just feel, if, like, I'm thinking, like you said, for, like, Samurai Jack, like, nobody cared. No one cared who voiced it. Like, no one cares who voices shit. If they do a good job, it's fine. Like, if it came out, like, Cleveland's voice actor was just, like, blatantly racist all the time, it'd be like, yep, he shouldn't be doing it. I don't know. I have a hard time with that, because, like, obviously, like, I support that whole movement. It's just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's very, that in particular, like, voice acting, like, characters is very, up in the air to me, because a lot of it just seems like they're doing it to save face, not like they actually give a shit, so that's, like, where my main thing resides.
I think that's a fair statement.
I don't know. I mean, it's like, you got, like, fucking Urban Outfitters is like, we support Black Lives Matter, yet they're donating, like, hundreds of thousands to the Trump campaign, and then if anyone ever calls them out for it, they immediately, like, block the comment, and it's like, keep going, guys, you guys got it.
It's a unfortunate world that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
With random stuff like this being, like, the topics of conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a yes and no. Like, it's good to talk about. Obviously, like, you get tired of it, but it's still conversations that need to be had.
No, I don't disagree with that. It's just like, man, I wish it wasn't a problem in the first place.
Yeah, but sadly, we don't
And I'm
get that.
sure, yeah, like I'm sure everyone affected wishes that.
Yeah, it's just like, at least shit is happening now that people are speaking out.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to hear from people that don't actually give a shit.
Mm.
Like like my good friend Virgil Abloh, however the fuck you pronounce this dude's name. Shifting into a
Tell.
different topic, Virgil, uh, I don't know if he created Off White or if he's just like the lead designer of it, but he did the cover art for Pop Smoke, rest in peace, his album, and it's fucking awful. It is so fucking bad. Obviously, article down below, and they are actually changing it because I don't know, it literally just looks like zero care went into it.
I can see that being made in like a high school Photoshop class.
Oh, dude, fucking like Microsoft Paint.
I'm gonna be real. Like I feel like I could recreate this exact thing in Photoshop myself with my remediate skill or my like novice skills.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, like, just look at it. Just looks so fucking bad. And like he has like a faith tattoo above his eyebrow, and it it looks like he like colored it in to make it more visible, but it was just kind of like why? And then he fucking photoshopped off his ear. It's I don't know. It's just like no care went into it, and especially for like a deceased rapper's debut album. It's like, how can you just be that careless for it?
Yeah, I still can't ignore like the photoshopping the ear off thing though. Like that's weird.
It's so fucking odd, man.
And like the faith tattoo looks like photoshopped on.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, to
it's
be
not
fair,
good. It's really not good.
yeah. To be fair, this is coming from the same dude that IKEA did a collab with him for a rug, and the rug is literally just the receipt for the rug.
Well, like for what?
Like, he designed a rug, and the rug's design is what the receipt looks like for buying that rug.
And is it like one of those Supreme things where people just buy it to have?
Yeah, I mean, Off-White does this shit all the time of like, their design is literally just putting a word in quotation marks and just slapping it on a hoodie and like, yep, that's $350.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's what they do. I mean, some of it's good, like some of it actually does look good, but a lot of it is just it has a big price tag, so people want it.
Hmm.
Which I don't know. I hate that about like designer clothes and shit. 'Cause a lot of it doesn't look very good. But
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of streetwear, like you either think it looks good or it doesn't, and then there's things that like even to people in the community that just look objectively bad, right? Because clothes, I feel like there's a lot of times where I think it looks bad, but like maybe to someone that style, right? Like that's how I view streetwear most of the time.
yeah, I mean, I guess
Like
like
when
style is very subjective. Like
yeah, right.
everybody dresses differently because they like what they want to wear. But some of it is just I don't know. It's
Bad.
blatantly like people just want it just because it has a big price tag.
It's like those like designer T-shirts that go down to like your mid thighs.
Millions of holes in them, and it says like, "I killed my daughter," and then people are like, "Oh, dude, that shit slaps. That shit's so sick."
The design is just so elegant. Meanwhile, it's like thinner than a Hanes T-shirt.
Yeah, or yeah, I mean like when Kanye was like putting out shirts that just had holes everywhere, and then people were like, "Oh, that's such a fucking vibe, man, dude. Kanye did it again."
Kanye just released a new song.
Yeah, it's like "Bathe in Blood" featuring Travis Scott.
Haven't listened to it yet.
No, I haven't
Don't.
either. But I mean, honestly, after Kanye's Christian albums, it's not my cup of tea.
God, what did he call it? Oh gosh, what the hell was Kanye's new album called?
Oh, dude,
Help me out here, Dan.
I'm
Help me
hitting up
out here.
Spotify really quick. Let's take a look.
Oh gosh, it was Jesus is King, right?
Is that yeah? Jesus is King.
All right. That was just horrible, man. Like, I was so hyped for the new Kanye album, and then, like, I just put that on while I was at work, and I was like,
This isn't it.
none of this is good. Like,
Yeah.
literally, just like, none of this is good.
Well, it was like fucking. He put out the Kids See Ghost with Kid Cudi, and everybody was like, "Kanye is fucking back. Let's go!" Because that album slapped.
the
It was
goat.
only 7 songs, but it was bops.
Aren't they making a new album?
I hope so.
I
mean,
thought,
if
like,
it's-
Kids See Ghost 2 was announced or some shit like that.
I mean, I hope so. I don't know, man. Jesus is King didn't do it for me.
Hey, it wasn't it, man. It really wasn't it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope somebody enjoyed it. It just wasn't me. I mean, music is like clothes. It's very subjective. Everyone's got their own taste.
Yeah, and it's just if your tastes align with Jesus the King is a good album, well, then we will just respectably have to never be in the same room together that's playing music.
Yeah, if you come to me and you're like, you got to listen to this new Kanye, and you play Jesus is King, I won't be there. Not for long. It's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody has that one friend that like, dude, you got to check out this new artist, and then you play it and it's just kind of shit. And you just have to be like...
I know what specific friend we're talking about.
Yeah, fact. But it's just like, you gotta be like, oh, it's not bad. And
Shout out to my boy Quideka.
facts. But it's the worst is like, if you hit them with that, then they're gonna be like, oh, if you like him, then you're definitely gonna like... And it's like, I don't... I don't know.
Like, man, like I like my mainstream music. All right, I don't want to have to go on to oh goodness, SoundCloud. Thank you. I don't want to go on to SoundCloud to listen to music, man. Like, I'm good. Like, if it's not on Spotify, I'm not gonna listen to it. But like, if I go to the Spotify page and like the album cover is just like, I don't know, like a yellow background with a black question mark on it, like I'm gonna have some pullback, you know.
I feel that. I mean, I feel like a lot of discovering new music is just listening to a song you like and then having Spotify decide like what sounds similar to it.
Oh yeah, that's how I've been growing most of my playlists these days.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times if like I'm actively trying to find new music, I'll just like with Spotify it'll be like artists you may like, and then I'll just scroll through like their top 5 songs, like skip a minute in, and if I kind of like it, I'll put it in a playlist. And then if I
That's
end up
exactly what I do.
yeah, if I don't end up liking the whole song, then I say I delete it, but I literally just leave it there and skip it every time.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's just the truth. Everybody does it.
Fair.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been trying to be good lately though when it comes to like keeping my playlist tidy.
oh, like keep it in the same genre.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a horrible habit for me. I'd have
like just
like
having a general playlist or something.
yeah, well, it was like I'd have like an indie playlist, and then I'd listen to this one rap song I'd like, and I'm like, oh, what playlist am I listening to the most now? Oh, I'll put it there, and then like I'll have like a certain kind of like vibe going, and then that song will come on, and then it's like I like the song, but it's not what I'm looking for, and then I just keep skipping and skipping. I don't know. It's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. One that I have been actively trying to get myself out of.
I respect that.
I recommend giving it a try. Just having a playlist that's very organic and feels like it's like doesn't just get added to but gets removed from. It just makes the playlist feel a lot better.
Yeah, I've been doing it a lot more recently, but there was a time.
There was a time.
Well, I will say, backtracking to vicious cycles, our favorite artist, J.K. Rowling, back at it again
Artist, writer, author of Harry Potter, unfortunately.
Oh, did I say artist? Might be. Regardless, J.K. Rowling finally has somebody stand up for her, for once ever. Stephen King said something to commend her or whatever, and she said, "It's so much easier for men to ignore women's concerns or to belittle them, but I won't ever forget the men who stood up when they didn't need to. Thank you, Stephen." This is to Stephen King. And in the same thread, somebody asked Stephen King where he stood on, I guess, like, where he stood on transgender rights and whatever. And he said, trans women are women. And our favorite Harry Potter writer just didn't like that. So she just deleted her tweet praising him and then just, I guess, blocked him and unfollowed him. And J.K. Rowling, please get the fuck off social media. Just stop talking publicly. All you had to do, you put out Harry Potter, everyone was like, J.K. Rowling, pop the fuck off, queen. You're the best. Thank you for giving us this. And then you're just like, guys, I can do one better. Hermione's gay. And then drops the mic and everyone's like, that's kind of it. I mean, it's weird. Like, you can say it, like, it's your books. And then she's like, hey, guys, try this number size. Dumbledore, also gay. And then drops the mic again. Everyone, like, pick up the mic, like, JK, like, what do you... Hey, look at me. Look at me in the eyes. What are you doing? I don't know. I hate's a strong word, but J.K. Rowling just makes me so angry that human beings like her exist.
I mean, like, man, I just don't want my childhood book series to be tainted by this author's need to use her, I don't know, already finished platform to, I don't know, perpetuate these, like, negative attitudes with the times, but also, like, try and dig up Harry Potter for the sake of staying relevant. I don't know. She's just a very obnoxious person lately.
Yeah, I mean, because it was like, she was saying, like, in her books, like, oh, these characters were gay or lesbian. Everyone's like, not really, because they had relationships, but, like, it's fine. It's your books. And I don't know. Like, it was just the need to, like, be relevant that she just kept spewing shit out. And it's like, the only thing that really made her relevant was Harry Potter books. So she's popping off with that. It's like, hey, girl, cool it, please, for the love of God. I don't know. That's my weekly J.K. Rowling rant. I probably have another one within the next few weeks because I feel like I just can't get
probably
enough. I don't know. I guess it's my fault that I'm keeping her relevant,
Well, okay, yeah, by a certain degree we are kind of, I don't know, keeping it up with, but
it's better that, I mean, I'd rather talk about J.K. Rowling just being stupid than, like, everyone's dying in the world. The world is falling apart at the seams. Armageddon is upon us. Cthulhu has risen from the deep and exacting revenge on the land. And it's like...
Do you have your money on Cthulhu for July? I think it's just Pandemic 2 Electric Boogaloo for July.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I mean, it was literally like fucking... That was another topic I had that I was like... I feel like Florida should... I remember we were saying, like, hey, I hope an earthquake just takes California and drifts it away. That's how I feel about Florida lately.
Dude, okay. First off, I do want to say, like, Florida is just going to infect us all by default, alright? I agree. If Florida were just to break off and drift away, I'd be like, oh, bye.
Dude, how the fuck do you get 8,500 cases in one day?
Well, I think it's just because they opened, like, their beaches and everything, and I imagine, like, it's been a week since then, so everyone just now has symptoms.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know, the whole thing is we were never out of the fucking pandemic. People were just like, oh, stuff's starting to open? Oh, thank God it's over. Thank God this fucking placebo that the government has planted on us is finally over.
Oh, the anti-maskers are, like, literally insane.
Dude, have you seen the fucking videos of, like, people going to town hall and talking
about...
Oh my God, it's so funny. And they all have, I don't know, they all have the same reasoning of, like, God wouldn't want this and shit like that, and it's like, honey, we don't know if that big man's upstairs. Like, you can believe it, but no one fucking knows. I don't know. It's so crazy to me. Like, those type of people are fucking insane. And then there's the fucking video. There's the video of the people. There was like a Black Lives Matter march, and then fucking Old Man Jenkins and Auntie Betty just walk outside with fucking guns. And it's
you're talking about the old people with like the M6, like there's the old guy with the M16 and the wife like brandishing the tiny pistol.
It was like, what the fuck is this?
I literally thought like that was just a screenshot from a movie that I haven't seen or something. It didn't look real.
Dude, literally, I was like, is this photoshopped? I mean, especially her. Like, I thought the pistol was photoshopped.
I mean, that guy, it looked like he should have been holding a freaking rifle, but that's what he was.
Yeah, I mean, the dude looked like he should have been holding a cane more than a rifle. I
saw a post that was like, their conspiracy for like what's going on is time travel is real, and someone keeps trying to fix 2020 by changing something, but every time they do, they unwittingly make it worse. So they use that to explain the sudden disappearance of murder hornets. Like, they saved us from those, but at what cost?
You know, I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but like, I've seen enough movies to think like, you know what, maybe.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, why would they introduce the murder hornets if they weren't going to be a relevant plot point? Like, that's just a plot hole. We're looking like that, like season 8 of Game of Thrones over here.
Oh my god, you're fucking on one. You're right.
Like, they were introduced and made national news, and literally never brought up again.
Yeah,
what happened?
To be fair, they could be wreaking havoc in the bee community, and you know we don't get bee news, so. It could just be out of our reach. Or maybe the Japanese honeybees came over, or I don't know if it was Japanese. I think it was. Well, those honeybees came over and they're like, psst, guess what? You can burn these fuckers alive, you just crowd around him, and he's like, good tip, and they dab each other up, and then he flies back. We don't know. Or, maybe it comes back in September.
Maybe. We all exit our houses collectively for some reason one early morning. We look to the sky, and the sun's slowly being blocked out by just a massive cloud of murder hornets soaring through the air.
It's just one giant murder hornet.
I mean, that would be scary for a completely different reason than if there was just millions of them in the air, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, if it was just one giant murder hornet, we could probably just shoot that shit out of the sky. Like, that's fine. But, like,
assuming it's not, like, Godzilla-esque that just is impervious.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, like, it's still a bee. Or a hornet.
So was Mothra, but, like, that thing tanked, like, literally a, like, photon blast.
Yeah, well, she's dead, so... Spoiler alert.
Well, because she, like, dive-bombed, right?
She died defending the monster she loved. I loved that was a plot point.
Yeah, the romantic subplot between Mothra and Godzilla.
You know, it was... I imagine that's one of those things where it's like...
I ship it.
No, like, die-hard Godzilla fans, like, that was the fan service they wanted. Or some shit.
You use the phrase die-hard Godzilla fans. Do you think those exist, man?
Oh, Bobby. We have people out there saying that wearing a mask is impending on our rights and that God will smite down the law-abiding citizens. I'm pretty sure they're fucking die-hard Godzilla fans.
Alright. Point made. Valid.
I'm sorry. I will not let you discredit diehard Godzilla fans on my watch.
I mean, but like, what would you be diehard about? Does Godzilla have like comics and I don't even want to go into this conversation right now.
We'll be here for another 20 minutes.
Literally, like, it's not even happening. Just because, like, I'll rant about it and our listeners will be like, why are they still talking about Godzilla?
Dude, you've been talking about Godzilla for fucking 30 weeks now. Can we please talk about something different?
Like, how do they manage to bring up Godzilla every episode?
Just, like, entirely unrelated and, like, yeah, and It's crazy how that happened. And then just like...
And
Can you fucking
just like in
believe-
Godzilla.
Can you fucking believe that dude killed himself just so Godzilla could live?
Oh my god, I need to bring back some weed topics. We haven't had those in a while. Weed news has taken a back seat in the last few months, I have to say.
We're really like straying too far from our roots now.
I know. I need to go back to the roots or go back to the stems.
Ooh, take us home, Bobby. We peaked. It's not getting any better than that.
All right, folks. That has been the Frying Pan Podcast. Thank you for tuning in, as always. We appreciate it. We are on social media. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod. We're on Twitter and Instagram if you didn't catch that. And our email is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us over any comments or business inquiries on there. And if you could leave a comment, a star rating, a like on the episode, that'd be much appreciated. Any kind of constructive criticism goes a long way because we do this to get better. And like I always say, the best way to get better is to hear back. And for the last time, folks, this has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 87. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
It's me.
And that's and that's him. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Remember to still wear your mask. The pandemic is not over with us, no matter how over with it your friends are.
Exactly. Just know, if I'm every time you listen to this, I see you, and if I peep you out in public without a mask, I will reach through the headphones or the car you're listening to and kill you. I will do the world a favor.
All right. So the threats aside, have a good one, folks.
Take
Goodbye.
care. Goodbye. Good night. See you tomorrow. Love you.